Hello everybody, today I'm going to talk about the BlackBerry and the iPhone. I'm going to be reviewing the BlackBerry 8900 and the newest iPhone 4S. I recently am changing carriers and also I'm changing phones, and I finally got to get a new iPhone. First I'm going to talk about the BlackBerry very briefly. I've been using the BlackBerry for about 3 years now, so I think I became a BlackBerry fan over the years, and that has been because especially for this keyboard right here. The BlackBerry has, in my opinion, one of the best keyboards out there. It's really easy to type, and after you use it for a while it becomes second nature for you to type, so those emails and text messages will flow really fast. Another thing is the screen. It's kind of a small screen, but it's really good. It has a nice reflection to it. Now it's only half the brightness, and you can still see it very clearly. Now you have different apps that you can download, and they will just be adequate in comparison to the iPhone. So there are some apps out there that you can buy or you can download for free, and the good thing is that the apps that come with the phone will allow you to do most of the things. For example, there are apps where you can open Word documents, like also Excel documents, so that will cover those needs, mostly for business. And in addition to that, and another thing that I really like about the BlackBerry is its ability to play any video or audio files natively without having to buy or download an extra app. So the BlackBerry video player or media player will play any kind of files, including those that you can download, like DivX, Xvid, AVI. Almost any file can be played with the BlackBerry. In fact, I took this phone to a trip of a 12-hour length. I flew to Asia, especially to Singapore, and I could watch, seriously, I could watch hours and hours of movies and series. In fact, I loaded an entire season of one of my favorite series, and I watched it while people were watching the in-flight movies that were really boring, in my opinion. And I could do that also because the battery life of the BlackBerry is really great. You can, with a new battery, you can last at least 3 days, maybe 4, if you don't use too much the data. Now, if you use a lot the data, you surf the internet a lot, it can maybe last you 3 days, 2 to 3 days, but I think 3 days with ease. Now, the best thing of the battery factor is that it can be changed. You can just flip the phone, open its back in 3 seconds, and change the battery. And these batteries are really cheap now. You can find it on Amazon or eBay for like $5 or less. So you can buy a few batteries and you will be good to go for entire days. Also, you have a micro SD card, and so if you pop there a 16 or 32 gigabyte SD card, you can have your entire collection with you. So the battery life and the ability to be changed is really good. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the new iPhone. I changed to the iPhone because most of the people I knew were changing, and I've been waiting to use it, to be honest, for a few years. Now that it opened to Verizon and Sprint, I thought it's the perfect chance to jump into it. It's not just for the novelty factor, but also for, you know, so many good reviews that the iPhone gets. And I have to say, after being a BlackBerry user for like about 3 years, it took me just a few days to be completely in love with the iPhone. The user interface is really easy and it's really nice. Even my mom and dad could learn to use the phone without any explanations. It just, the touch screen is really easy to use, and the difference between this phone and the BlackBerry is vast. It feels like a completely different phone when you hold it, and its looking is more elegant and simple, and at the same time it's a much more powerful phone. I'm not going to bother you with all the internal specs. I probably will make another review that is going to talk specifically about that. but I can tell you that the amount of apps that you get for the iPhone is like hundreds of times more than the ones that you can get for the BlackBerry. So for example, I always wanted to have in my BlackBerry Google Maps or Google Earth. I wanted to have things to translate or things to like give me a sky map. I couldn't find that on the BlackBerry. There are very fewer apps, and most of them you have to pay. Instead, with the iPhone, many are free. In fact, I was able to download Google Earth for free, and as you can see, it's like having it on the desktop. It's really nice. And in addition, you can have other apps. So the iPhone is the king of apps, and I think they invented that model. So they really deserve to be the king, I guess. In another note, the touchscreen of the iPhone is really a joy to use. Once you start using it, you will become addicted. And just would like to keep using it. So in fact, the interface does win the interface of the BlackBerry. Now, to get used, some people might be reluctant to change from typing to a full screen, from a full keyboard to a full touch screen. And for those that are reluctant, I can tell them that they shouldn't be. It took me just a couple of days to get used to the touch screen, to typing on the screen. Although I had to admit, it's not as fast as typing on the keyboard, but it just takes a little more practice. Once you get used to it, I'm suspecting that I will be as fast as in typing with my BlackBerry. But the difference of this phone with other touchscreen phones, like the Google Androids that I have tried a couple of Samsung, is that the typing speed and the accuracy of the touchscreen of the iPhone is really perfect. So you won't have any problem with that. Now, another positive factor is Siri. I thought at the beginning that Siri was not going to be a big deal, but it is. The ability to make a call without having to actually go through the steps to make a call makes it really easy. In addition, you can tell Siri to do different things, like tell me the weather. We're just going to go and try it. How is the weather in Miami?
Here's the forecast for Miami, Florida today through this Tuesday.
So you can see, even if I have a strong accent, which I know I do have, the phone recognizes me without any problem. And I will say 95% of the times it recognizes what I say. And that's a really amazing technology feat. I have used other voice recognition softwares that are not this good. They take time to learn how you speak. This one, it just worked out of the box, and it was really nice. So that's another feature that I really recommend. In addition to that, you have different notifications that you can see on your phone. So you just do like this, and you will have all the information you want in your fingertips. So like your emails, the stock, the weather. That's something that with the BlackBerry you don't have. With the BlackBerry, the home screen has nothing. It has only the shortcuts to the applications that you need to open in order to see and to access their functions. The iPhone gives you those notifications that, in my opinion, are the best thing to do from a practical point of view. So you just do this and get all the information you need. Really awesome and really good for iPhone. You see, you just got an email and it's popping right here. So it's really nice, and it's really superior to the BlackBerry. Now, the downside is that out of the box, the iPhone doesn't come with a lot of apps. So you have to download the apps, but I have to say most of them are free and it takes seconds to download. And as I said, the amount of apps you get on the iPhone is really huge in comparison to the BlackBerry. Another thing is that the iPhone won't play certain video files. So those videos that I had, they won't play natively on the iPhone. But that is easily solvable with about $2 by buying an app. I'm using an app called Azul, and that app really plays absolutely all those video files that you download without any problem. And it's a really nice interface. So it will just cost you $2 extra, but you will have everything and more that your BlackBerry has. Now, as a So conclusion, if you are thinking about switching from a BlackBerry to an iPhone, you just have to consider a couple of factors. For business, if you're a business user and you use your phone mainly for business calls, maybe you should stick to the BlackBerry. And that's mostly because of the loud speakerphone and its ability to change the battery and the battery independence. So if you are on trips, you just need to swap your battery and you know your phone is not going to die on you. Now, if you are a more regular user or a user that wants to use your phone for business and also for pleasure, there is no comparison. The iPhone wins 10-1. The amount of apps you can get, the amount of things you can use on your iPhone is just 100 times or more than on the BlackBerry. Also, the beauty of using the screen and the accuracy of the touchscreen makes using the iPhone addictive. It's almost like a pleasure to use it. And it's nice looks and fashionable looks will also be a factor for those more rounded users. So I hope you enjoyed this review about the BlackBerry versus the iPhone, or the iPhone versus the BlackBerry. I'm gonna have more specific reviews of each of the phones later, but I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.